This is about a package suitable for a Battlefield Live style business in the outdoor environment. Battlefield Live is a rebel brand. Right? It's a growing up brand. Right? It's a brand that you would use your old teenagers and young guys and young ladies, right, that really want to duplicate a Call of Duty style game, and no holes barred, let's go combat game. That's what it's about, right? So the sort of kit we're going to recommend for that is going to be the larger gaming guns, and we're going to talk in detail here about the packages. Even though you're going for a Battlefield Live brand and it's a rebel brand, you will still get a small number of younger kids playing, right? Even though it's not aimed at them as a brand. So some of the smaller gaming guns, even a few Cobras or Red Dots, is a good idea, so they can be included in. You'd be a mistake not to at least have some of the lightweight ones for the younger kids to play, even in a Battlefield Live branded type of business. Now, let's have a look at some of those things. You definitely want to be considering the inflatables for promo events, right? Even though you might have a woods field or a built field outdoors with forts, etc., you're still going to want to run promo events. Promo events is where you go to a festival or a gaming show. I've done some gaming shows. I've done like Gen Con and Supernova and these sort of things. And what you need to be able to do there is build a battlefield, right, temporarily. And the best way to do that is the Hero Inflatables. So the Hero Inflatables are the high doorways, windows, walls. These are to our patented design, and these really were designed by us, and especially for me, right, to solve a problem. And the problem is we needed to lower our customer acquisition costs. We needed to give people a taste of our product, right, so that they fall in love with it and want to come out to our location. So the Hero Inflatables are ideal for that. And you really need at least 16 shapes of the high shapes, doors, walls, windows, to form 4 rooms. And then around that, it's not a bad idea to get some of the Coleman bunkers, the black low walls. They're pretty cheap, pretty light, and they can use them inside the building as like furniture or outside for extra cover, right? You can use the main Hero Inflatables in the center to create line of sight blocking cover between the teams. So there's a bit of a mystery where the teams were. And also generally your domination box is going to be in one of those rooms. So I recommend that you look at the Hero Inflatables. I know they're expensive, but that's because the construction is extremely robust. They've properly looked after. They'll last for years and years and years. And you need to measure it as actually part of your advertising budget, right? It's not for running your regular games. You could, but I won't recommend it. It's for your marketing efforts, right? So you never underestimate the marketing efforts that are required for this business. The type of missions affects what you're going to get. If you're going to run, like for example, the sniper mission, and there's a great video on that, you'll want like a Marita or a Commando with a telescopic rifle scope. Both of those models have a very long range lens, very narrow beam, have to be accurate, but their range is excellent. So you're going to need to include some of those. Generally, you want to have gaming guns still predominantly with red dot scopes, not telescopics. Telescopes for a few snipers. My experience commercially, and done this for a long time, is that people do a lot better with red dot scopes. A lot easier to aim, being fully integrated in the system. That does the recoil emulation if you've got on standard or hard mode. So that's the majority should be that. All right. So the other thing to have a look at in your package is if you're going to run tournaments, right, and you're going to run large clan boards, like the Swazo software, which is available from the Battlefield Sports University, is very useful to organise those tournaments along the Swiss system. There's a whole video on that. I recommend you have a look at that if you're going to run a tournament. Running a small tournament, you don't need to run round robin, but if you're running a big tournament, it's really valuable. Right. So what have we got? Well, you're really going to need, like every package, you're going to need a master controller. Right, so a master controller to control the game. It is not a bad idea to consider having 2. One for each staff member does make operations a bit easier. Minimum is 1. I do recommend 2, right, if you can. You're going to want at least 2 battle boxes for medic boxes. I highly recommend that you consider another battle box as a mystery box. Right, the mystery box is so popular with the players. They love getting a random weapon emulation and laughing at what each other's going to get, or expectation they get something fantastic. And that has really added a fun element to the game that even for Battlefield Live, and a bit more serious, it's still really, really cool going for the mystery box, right? You need a domination box as well. If you're going to run like a super domination with 3 boxes and the team that wins has 2 or more control at the end and more time, you need 3 boxes, but one you definitely need one, all right? So that's minimum. Now, in terms of the package, say 44 gaming guns, which I think is the minimum commercially. I would still get 6 Black Cobras with the red dots. You do need the lightweight ones for the kids. I definitely know that. 10 Spitfires. Spitfires should be a cornerstone gaming gun. That's a Spitfire up here. That's fantastic. You know, it's a bit like an Uzi. But made practical. If you made it exactly like an Uzi, you wouldn't be able to change any boards or electronics. It's too thin. So you've got to have a practical gaming gun as well. And that Battlefield Sports is known for its practical technology. I mean, we really live this stuff. Commando snipers, yeah, 4 of those if you can run is a good idea. There's always some players that want to be snipers. You want commando carbines, which is as a mid-size or a red dot, look highly recommended. I reckon 10 of those. 2 Merita saws, so each team gets a machine gun. 2 Merita snipers, so you can run sniper mission. 10 P90s, the 10 P90s are really, really popular, obviously, with the players. And of course, the comprehensive spares kits, 4 of those, and a radio repeater. You also, I recommend that you get jungle hats, So I would recommend you probably want to get about 60 jungle hats and about 60 head wraps of different sizes. The jungle hats are used to tell the teams, and also they go under the headband, so the headband goes over under the headband for hygiene, easily washed. The head wraps are really easy to wash, unlike caps, so to avoid caps, they really don't wash very well. You also need headbands, right, and chargers. You should consider getting a zeroing kit as well, which is basically an infrared camera on a black and white monitor. The agents will help you that in terms of getting sourcing in the country. That helps you zeroing the gaming guns, and they should be zeroed. Right? I would say once a month you need to find the time to zero all the scopes. It's an infrared system. There's no flawless shot. The only way they can aim is through the scope. If that scope ain't zeroed, they're going to have a really, really terrible experience. And they should be having a fantastic experience. So just do a few of the basics right, and you'll be amazed just how good a time people have playing Battlefield Live.